the Lions have done some shopping and had a pretty good free agency.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But there's still some free agents on the board that we think they should potentially target. I know you gave 2 names. I've got 2 names.
Mm-hmm.
So, Neil, who's your number 1? This is the guy they have to sign to round out free agency.
I will say that looking at this roster right now, the biggest weakness is at defensive tackle. You might look a couple feet behind that and say linebacker.
If you're with us on the live, I did.
Calais Campbell.
Okay.
He's a little long in the tooth, but the guy is a problem.
37 years old.
Get him for a few million bucks. I'd be.
Did play 518 snaps last year though. So like, it's not like he's losing it.
No, and he still impacts the game. Like he's one of my favorite pastimes is looking at pictures of him standing next to other people. He's just a huge person.
Plug up the middle.
You can't ignore him when he's on the field, and that's all we really need. We need somebody that is just up there taking up bodies and let the hens eat.
I don't hate it. He's listed as a defensive end, though. He plays inside, right?
He plays inside mostly.
I don't hate it. I mean, you can get it cheap, and then that kind of fills a need, and then focuses your attention on a Will Anderson in the draft. Please, I'm gonna say that as often as I can just to speak it into existence. I don't hate. I know.
5 more weeks.
I'm gonna say it every show. Trade up for Will Anderson. I don't hate that. It seems like it'd be a low risk, like cheap signing.
You know he's a good character guy.
37 though, man. That's old. That's older than me, and I couldn't play defensive lineman in the NFL. For a myriad of reasons. But definitely because I'm 36 years old. That's the whole reason why I can't play defensive tackle in the NFL. Yeah, other than the fact I'm also like 100 pounds too light and 6 inches too short. And not nearly strong enough or fast enough. But the age is definitely a significant factor.
You're very handsome, though.
I see we have the same look, so right back at you. Bald head and beard. It's the way to go now. If you need fashion advice, just make sure you get the gray out. All right, number 1 free agent for me is Teddy Bridgewater. Like we've already talked about him.
I wouldn't have guessed you were going to say that, just because of how average you made it sound.
You have to do something. We can't sign nobody as the backup quarterback again. It cannot be Jared Goff goes down and the season's over. It has to be Jared Goff goes down. He's down for 4 weeks. We need the ship to stay afloat. And Teddy Bridgewater is not a ship sinker. He's not necessarily a captain.
Nope.
But he's at least going to keep the ship upright.
He's a solid Gilligan.
Right? Yeah. So I would sign Ted. Like, if I'm making one more free agent move, I'm signing Teddy Bridgewater. Because then that gives me ultimate freedom in the draft. I don't have to target a quarterback necessarily. I could sign an undrafted free agent if I needed to. You know, somebody like a Stetson Bennett or Max Dugan's not going to get drafted. You could sign them as a undrafted free agent to be your third string guy.
I don't find many flaws in your logic right there.
Thanks.
Or I don't find any flaws in your logic right there, I'll be honest. I forget that you're not Butler. I don't have to avoid saying that you're right.
Shout out to Butler from Rain City Roar. Yeah, I don't know. I just think if there's going to be one more move that you have to make, like, yes, Calais Campbell makes sense, but you have a Lee McNeil. Who's your quarterback number 2 right now?
I'd
There
be
isn't
guessing.
one. Literally, there is no other quarterback on the roster but Jared Goff.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the actual
Sudfeld
situation.
was a free
right now.
agent, and they got rid of the two other characters last year.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Because what was it?
Yeah.
Blau and Boyle, and both of them.
Blau
Not
signed with
options.
the Cardinals last night. I don't even want to know what Tim Boyle's doing because he doesn't need to be anywhere around this franchise. You
He's
have
bad.
to sign. You have to sign a quarterback.
I think you're onto something there, and I wouldn't be surprised if that
I
happens
hope
sooner than
it
later.
does. If our number ones don't get picked, who would you have as number two?
Well, as much as you love Alex Anzalone and want to see him on the field as much as possible, I'd probably go with Bobby Wagner.
That's not going to be cheap. I don't even know if they have the money to sign him, but let's say that they can make it work. I'd be all for it.
Huh?
And then trade Anzalone for a bucket of footballs. Maybe
whole
no, it'd
bucket
probably
or
be
half?
2 footballs and some athletic tape. That's probably the deal you're looking at. I don't know.
No, if they could get, I mean, Wagner still had
He
a
did.
really productive season last year. He still plays at a
Very
very
high.
high level. I think he's still rated in the 90s in Madden. You know, I would take Bobby Wagner in a heartbeat. Again, great character
Yeah.
guy. No
Linked
issues
to
there.
the Cowboys though, which I don't like.
They link
They
everybody
do.
to the Cowboys.
They do.
So
Who
tired
just
of
got Brandon
Cowboys.
Cooks recently? It's like
If the Cowboys didn't exist, then people would actually have to report stuff.
don't even get me started on the Cowboys. I don't think there's a sports franchise I detest more than the Dallas Cowboys. I can't stand them. Like I like the New York Yankees more than I like the Dallas Cowboys.
That's saying a lot.
I like the Houston Astros more than I like the Dallas Cowboys. That's saying a whole heck of a lot because they cheated. But whatever, that's different sport. My number 2 free agent that I would sign to round out free agency and just run it back is DJ Chark. And I know you don't like him from the live that we had last night. I know you're not a huge fan of this. But I feel like you got to run it back. There's no other wide receiver. No other wide receiver to sign. And I would much rather waste a draft pick on a quarterback than a wide receiver. Because Eric and I have had this discussion. I think wide receiver is one of 2 least valuable positions on the offensive side of the ball. I still would sign Shark because you still need somebody.
My whole thing is you need a rotational defensive lineman. You need a solid linebacker. You need a backup quarterback. You don't need a number 3 receiver.
But he's not a number 3 until JMO, as we talked last night, proves himself in 2023.
Fine.
Is that?
Fine.
Am I wrong?
You win. No. No. No.
Why do you not like him?
It's just like I said last night, man. If he comes back at a low enough price tag, if he's expecting another deal for $10 million a year, absolutely not.
Okay.
It's just he's like a Wish.com Marvin Jones.
Wow. Really? No, that was
Sorry.
amazing.
Sub-assembly required.
A Wish.com Marvin Jones. Really?
Yep. I didn't like it when they signed him last year. I wouldn't like it if they signed him
Wow.
again this year.
Why? 16.7 yards per reception. That's significant.
$5 million a year. I'll shut
It's
up.
not going to be $5 million a year. The lowest it would probably be is 8.5 to 9.
Pass. Hard pass.
Not all cap hit though, but that money tied up.
I just don't see the value. I don't see the value.
Well, we can agree to disagree. That's fine. That's fine. You want to spend the rest of the free agent stuff on defense. I need a backup quarterback first.
Yeah.
And then Shark. Like, if Teddy Bridgewater's not there, then I'm signing Shark. Because I'll just draft a quarterback at that point. There's no other quarterbacks worth signing. Unless Carson Wentz is intriguing. I don't love it.
That would be so weird. I don't know. I mean, he's played some really bad football. He's had some really good moments, like really early on, but it's been a drought.
I agree.
Good moments.
I don't know, Neil. I don't know. We're not going to solve the world's problems tonight, but we are going to give the people something to talk about, which we did. Who do you agree with? Who should the Lions try to sign? Should it be Calais Campbell? Should it be Bobby Wagner? Should it be Teddy Bridgewater or DJ Shark? I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of Lions fans that agree with me on TJ Shark because they love their Lions, which is okay. Because we love the Lions too. That's why we do this show. And we are doing this show now 4 times a week. Live on Monday, live on Thursday. We drop another show on Tuesday at 5 and Friday at 5 as well. So make sure that if you are on YouTube, you have subscribed and you have hit that like button on this video and all of our videos. Make sure you share them so that we can spread the wealth to everybody that you know. And if you haven't yet, make sure you pound that notification bell so you can get notifications every time the content drops and be notified when we go live. He is Neil Brush from Rain City Roar, filling in for Eric Vincent. I am AJ Riley, the regular host of your favorite Detroit sports show, Beyond the Box. Neil, thanks for stopping by. Even if you disagree with me,
no problem.
That's okay.
If they sign Shark, I'm never coming back.
Okay, so if they don't sign Shark, then you are coming back. All right, okay. Sounds good. We will see you all Thursday night live at 9 o'clock. Have a good week.